Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, once again, like it or not, it's showtime. Hi, guys. Enough of my ugly gob. There we go. All right, I'm back in my place. This is my second character. Her name is Yersinia. She is a lovely, charming Harkonnen. And I wanted to create a second character, sort of smooth out some of the edges I had while learning the start of the game on the first character and see how much more comfortable it was. Answer significantly. There are a fair number of rough learning edges, but I think I got them covered now. I have not necessarily a better place for the house, but I created a bigger house. I've got the initial set of stuff geared up, and next up is heading to the Imperial Research Station. All right, we're all watered up. Okay, good. It's extracting into my leader, John. Excellent. So I'm now carrying more water on this character than I ever had on the other character. I've also discovered a thing I'm not nuts about, which is it's not essential, but it's a wise idea to carry two sets of armor. One for the still suit, and then the other for combat purposes. I'm not nuts about that solution, but oh, it's there he goes. It was Shy Hello, just coming by to say hi. Okay, I am here, but I am going to go here because there was a quest I couldn't finish. Try to finish that, and then we will be off for the Imperial Station. Imperial Research Station. I am 1,000 meters away. That's a kilometer. Which is about 0.62 of a mile for those of us who speak American. Good evening to whomever has joined me. Hey, hi. How you doing? I hope I emptied everything out of... Yeah. Hey, Vorp. Good evening. Come to poke your head into a little bit of Conan version 2, as some people have been calling it. I am enjoying it. I don't want to go in. I do want to take a minute out of the out of the sun. You have a heat exposure dialer at the top that's decreasing. Haven't seen much of it at all yet, just a bit on the dev stream. If you got any questions, feel free, as always. I would expect you to do so. That's a player's house. There's salvage to be picked up. Fibers. You can grab those in passing. That's copper ore. Can confirm, big ugly floating box. Mine's prettier. Just for the record, mine is actually prettier. On the left, you can see the water gauge. The outer, thinner one is the water that's in my still suit that I can drink from. The larger one, those are the blue gauges. The larger one is my current state of how thirsty I am. Because I'm in a still suit, the still suit has a separate water catch pockets. I'm also carrying a liter drum with water in it. So this is in fact the most water I've had on either of my characters. My other character I played significantly more. Color coded for the type of water. No. They do comment about that though. They comment that if you haven't hooked up the catheters right, you'll end up drinking your own liquid excrement, which does not count as hydration, as they point out. All right, well, hopefully this time when I get to this guy's hideout, I'll be able to kill him and I'll get the credit that I so richly deserve. Yeah, he's on the other side. That's right, there is an entrance inside there, but that's Scavenger's base, and I'd rather not fight if I don't have to right now. You drain blood from those you kill, and then there is a housing item for cleansing the water. Cleansing the blood to get the water out. Okay. Now, one of my points of friction is it's not necessary, but at this point in this development of this character, it is a good idea to carry armor and a still suit and swap. When we play online, there's only an online mode right now. I'll draw my knife in case he's right here at the doorway. I'll loot. I set off a mine. Fortunately, the mines are kind enough to tell you that they're about to go off, but he does not seem to be in here. But it's possible that it updated while I was offline. And now I have credit for the kill I thought I'd gotten earlier that it didn't register for. So I still, it is a Funcom game, hence there's some jank. Right, a salad, we got all that, I don't have access to those yet. Right, they're still locked. Did they at least migrate to UE5? I think so, but I'm not sure. All right, we're headed all the way back there. So we've got a lot of running to do. And then I'll be doing the storyline quest that gets you the parts you need to make your speeder. And then from the speeder, you go on to the second map area. Oh, there! No, I thought it was Shai Hulud. No. They were playing with my mind. Oh, we can take the armor off and go back to the still suit. Picked up blueprints. Game's very well done. It is extremely well done. And no huge team needed to be involved, generally speaking. The graphics are nice. They are completely functional. Yeah, I'm going to do one more day, in-game day, is a common theme I felt while playing it. It's smart, and it's got a whole lot of surprises. The random nature of it can definitely be frustrating. So, be prepared for that at times the randomness, it's like, oh, I'm on my 8th room and all of a sudden I have no way forward. Well, that sucks. That can happen. I hear Shai Hulud. There he is. Over there. This first map area, I don't think I've ever been in danger of getting eaten by him, but I have in the second map area. I feel like you're missing so much stuff that should be obvious. There is a fair amount of that, too. Stuff where you'll go, hey, what is this that? Oh, it is. My God, that works. That kind of stuff. It has a lot of holy shit moments. Where you finally, the light goes on. All right, well, you're going to see the first bit of combat here, I do believe. I now have the rifle. Well, she's not carrying anything on her. We'll just drain her blood. This is salvage you can get. And this is presumably anti-botting behavior. Very smart anti-botting behavior because it's actually involving. My character is a Bene Gesserit, so we'll use a little bit of the voice. Come here. And he's stunned. And he's dead. Take the loot. Vampire chick. Go ahead and give myself a little bit of a tune-up. I didn't lose much health there at all, because I'm a very capable murderess. I don't want to load myself down with too much stuff, as we are headed for... I marked the wrong place somehow. I'm back at my home. That's not where I wanted to go. Well, I can go to my home and drop off the stuff I'm carrying. See, there's another block home. It's just not that impressive. Mine's a little better. I can go up to the roof if I want. I love the quick deposit, which deposits any things that you have that are already in a container. So if you've got ore in a container and you quick deposit, any of the ore in your inventory goes in. Let me, while I am here, deposit the blood that I just got from those poor unfortunates, and it will start filtering out to turn into water. Where we want to go is not there. There. I was just looking at the wrong marker. If you have any technical questions about how things work... Oh, whoops. Shai Hulud went by again. In Blueprints, just ask. I got that from one of the modders in Conan Exiles that did mods for really great storage systems. Yeah, it's a nice addition. Shai Hulud just jogging around. Why is it not showing up? Why is my personal marker not showing up? It should be... Oh, it's hiding behind the icon of the place I'm going. granite, which is what you make the basic housing stuff out of. One of the good things about blueprints that they did is there are not a lot of blockers in the game. There's usually a second way of doing a thing. Took a lot of the cool ideas the modders came up with and incorporated them. They had a healthy relationship with the modding community, other than them fucking every update because they didn't know what they're doing half the time. Well, Funcom is gonna Funcom, you know? There's just no way around that. There are going to be rough edges that don't make sense. My biggest issue with the game by far is it's another console slash PC user interface, which always means it's a console interface with some minor tweaks to make it work a little bit better on the PC. That is always an outstanding problem for me with pretty much any console slash PC game. Oh, I thought those were energy. I don't want to load myself down with too much stuff right now, as I'm going to a location where there's going to be a lot of stuff. Where I'm headed is those lights in the distance, and that's about 1,100 meters away. There is a Sardaukar ship flying across the larger moon, while Shai-Hulud blows by. It's a pretty game. I mean, there's not an enormous amount of variability in what you see most of the time, because, hey, desert. I will pick up the power cells, though. Places like that are going to be filled with scavengers whom you can hunt and kill. They'll have some resources available to them that you can, of course, liberate for the cause. And also drain their blood. Until you get your speeder, most of the movement is going to be from, exposed rock to exposed rock. I don't think that Shai-Hulud is really much of a threat on this first map area, but he definitely is in the second map area. Once you get your speeder, you better start paying attention. That looks like that's a big sandstorm rolling in. Holy shit, I have to get under cover. Or I might die. There was no notification on that. I just noticed it. Normally you get a notification in a minute before. So I may have as much as a minute before it arrives. It's arriving. I don't know under what circumstances I'm considered undercover or not. I'm hoping that under here will do. Because it sure looks like it's a storm coming in. I mean, that's where I'm headed. But I don't think I can make it there in time. If I'm right about that, it's a storm coming in. But I have at least a minute, so maybe I can get there in time. Or maybe it passed by. Does it look like it's receding? Yeah, maybe. They're really bad. Will kill you. They'll destroy your speeder. If you die by storm or by Shai-Hulud, you lose everything on you. So you want to take the sandstorm warnings deadly serious, and you want to be careful about getting Shai-Hulud's attention. A friend of mine, a fellow named Toli, you may have heard of before, got himself eaten by Shai Hulud and had not saved at his second house. Getting back to his second house was a very long and involved process. Remember to reset your respawn point, kids, when you get to your second house. All right, well, I'll make it here. If that was a storm coming in, looks like it blew by, so yay me.
Back again, like the sour tang of rancid wine.
Your vengeance is complete.
It's over then. Good. Did they deserve to die? Who knows? But the deed is done regardless.
And this unlocks the
to
trooper
got me drunk on spice beer.
specialization, so you can spend points there.
Started. I could barely walk. Killing them changes nothing of who I am. I'd swear you're a fully trained troop.
All right, so that has unlocked a second mastery for me. Initially, you can choose Trooper, Bene Gesserit, Mentat, Swordmaster. You will be able to learn all of them. In the beta, the only one that's available to learn of the starting is Trooper, but there's also, you can learn Planetologist by completing a quest. I currently have 4 skill points. Let's see. Ranged damage, increasing my ranged damage. The anti-gravity field. And the Shigawire Claw. The Claw is freaking great. It's a grapple. And I'm going to replace my other skill with that. Anti-gravity field when thrown. Yeah, that's not my vibe, man. Just not my vibe, you know. I'm going to drop a point into ranged damage as well to make myself a little better with that. Research points is how you learn recipes. I'm playing the version where basically you are locked from unlocking recipes until the storyline tells you to, so that you don't screw up and not unlock the things you need to advance the story. I will deliver the items. Do I not have the Holtzman? Oh, okay, there we go. Good. I don't have them in my backpack. Planetology training. I definitely want that. Do not open. Okay, that's entering. EMF generators and micro sandwich. I don't know if those are purchasable, so I'll just buy them.
You keep coming back like this.
I'm here to
I'll
trade.
have to stop calling you stranger. Stranger?
Yeah, I should be able. How much money do I have? How much money do I have? 4,000.
You keep coming back like this. I'll have to stop calling you stranger. Stranger?
I don't have enough. Okay. Completed a contract? Yes. I know. Thank you. Bremen Fines accepted the contract. I want to finish out that last quest. So where's there? I should be able to find some murder targets over there. Fat Buddy! Hope the weekend overall has been a success. I was going to go with a delight, but that seems like asking a lot for a weekend. A success. Note to self, Lens, put on your armor when you get to where you're going. It like all I need is like one of those resources and I can buy the rest. Which will make me feel dirty, but I'm okay with feeling dirty. Sometimes I pay extra to feel dirty. There's another player. He's on top of his house. His house isn't bad looking. These are all just made with the basic tile sets. There are a number of different tile sets in the game. Alright, we have another micro-sealed cavern in here. Almost forgot. There we go. Come here, come to me. You missed me. That was your first and last mistake. Everybody dead? Okay. I will now do my little vampire bit and drain their bodies of blood. Don't worry. It's perfectly safe. For me, it's not safe for them. They're dead already. Excellent. That had... I'll buy one EMF generator and we should be set unless there's another one in here. There is. We're set. Well worth the little side trip. Now we're just headed back to Griffin's Reach. Cost myself 5 minutes. Hardly even counts. I was watching Shroud playing earlier. Shroud and I think his wife were spending like a couple of hours building their place. And lest we forget, the still suit goes back on until we need it again for combat. It's not a mechanic I'm nuts about, but I'm hoping that later on you can get still suits that have some armor or armor that has some still suit function. Because having to swap feels clumsy and artificial. Well, not artificial. I mean, it feels authentic. Still suits or armor seems like a reasonable choice. But having to carry both? In other words, it makes logical game design sense, maybe not logical gameplay sense. I will, in fact, deliver those items. Deliver? Deliver. Lens delivers. What do we have in the way of contracts right now? Wider world. Travel to a trade post. This is a trade post. Talk to the ornithopter pilot. Not in the beta. Across the gap. So we have to travel to Imperial Testing Station number 2. Gather particle capacitors. Gather advanced servox. And then we have 3 other quests that open up basically while we're over there. This is the quest tracker, such as it is. It's just... I mean, it's not as bad as the crafting. The crafting looks something like this. If I want to make more bandages, I have to open up this, and I have to scroll all the way down, and I have to remember that that's where the heal kits are. Because consoles. Have I mentioned how much I detest the amount of influence bad console UIs have on my gaming pleasure on the PC? Next up, we are headed over here to Imperial Testing Station number 2. That's the one I finished. Accepted the contract. Yeah, you're right. I probably never mentioned it before. It's one of those things I keep buried deep down inside me so that I can fester and fulminate until I am ready to unleash the true power of this armed and fully operational rant station. We're looking at about 560 meters. Want to make sure I've got makings for bandages, med kits, which is what the fiber is for, along with making some clothing items, unsurprisingly. Let me go on like a blister in the sun. Whoops. That was Shai Halud booking by. He's too busy to bother with a little nibble like me. I assume, although I do not know, that even though I created a Harkonnen, that I can join the Atreides in-game. I'm just checking to see if any of this is salvageable. It's not. At least not where I can see it. Those will be unfriendlies. I would prefer to avoid any entanglements, so I'll go around. Generally, in most survival type games, I am more of a survival crafting player than the combat player. So if there's no particularly compelling reason for me to do combat, I generally just as soon skip it. Generally an explorer type. Yeah, exactly. That's one of the things I like about Nightingale. Less combat, more exploratory. I definitely am an explorer type of player when it comes to MMOs. That's the stuff I enjoy best, enjoy most. All right. Well, somebody may have been through here and killed any of the people hanging around. That's one of the reasons why Guild Wars 2 has got the most most of my attention for a long time now, as far as an MMO goes. It has a very exploratory gameplay nature. We have a dead body. Right, that's a door we can't get through. But we can now, because we found the ID badge. Or ID band. Do not open. Completed. Enter Imperial Testing Station number 2. I'm going to drink a little from my catch pocket in the still suit. I'm also carrying a liter john with a bunch of water in it.
Hans has been acting real strange since finding that corpse with the Telexu satchel. I don't trust him. Keep an eye out next time you're out on the snow patrol.
I'm looking for a number of different things in here. The end result, when we're out, assuming, of course, we don't die, will be the ability of making a bike. This is water. There's a fair amount of water. I'm pouring more of that into my liter drum. There's a fair amount of water in here because they were doing planetological research. So you need to keep your eye open for the little things with a little blue line or a vertical line showing that they have water in them that you can drain.
Welcome to Desert Botanical Testing Station number 2.
Thank you.
I am the station supervisor, Dr. Rommel Greer. The ultimate mission of these stations is to find or engineer botanical
That's where we
species
come out.
capable of
We'll
thriving
eventually
in
get the
the
purple
extremely
band
arid
that'll allow us
conditions of
access.
Arrakis. A true challenge, as I'm sure any visitor who has traveled through the barren rocks of
Somebody's shooting at me. Now they're not shooting at me. Somebody else, though, is. And now they're not. You can drink blood. It will assuage your thirst. But it will reduce your maximum health for a while. Am I full? Are both of my blood sacks full? No, only one of them's full. I should be able to drain more. It's not close. Yeah, it wasn't close enough.
I see. I thought I can trust you.
A fair amount of the early game, a lot of your water is going to come from draining blood from enemies. And then once you've built the blood filtration unit in your home, using that to cleanse the blood. You want to keep your eye open for blue glowies, as there usually means there's loot in there, like over here. I didn't kill all of these people. That's not my fault. I killed a couple. I think that's all of my blood sacks full. Oh. I'm not in my armor. Another one. I have a lot of friends. I'll heal up. Damn it. What the hell is going on? Don't know what was going on with the gun. I have seen issues a couple of times where things didn't seem to be working correctly. Usually logging fixed it. I want to make sure I'm all the way healed up before we mess around anymore. Alright, we killed 4 of them in total in here. Whoop, there's another one. Grab some water. We'll drink that. Automated poison snooper. We needed that for one of the quests.
Don't sleep. That's when they come for you. Glow dogs. Don't sleep. They're watching. Find a knife or maybe a hammer.
I already got the thing out of that. That green light is a lie.
Don't sleep. Don't sleep.
Alright, we're going down. More ammo. Particle capacitors.
Where the fox runs lightly, a dappled sun shines brightly. Where the fox runs lightly.
I hear a guy talking, saying go away. That's not going to be convincing to me. More heal kits. Not going to say no to heal kits. That's a person standing there. water. Never miss an opportunity to chug a lug. Imperial testing station records, which we needed for a quest. Particle capacitor and servox, advanced servox, which we need for a quest. Stuff we need for another quest. So it's not a secret door, but it's also not an obvious door. I had to loop back through a second time to find it. I don't remember it closing behind me the first time. Also got to go down here. If memory serves, there was like some stuff down here as well. Oh, yep. More servox and capacitors, more water. The ID band, which I think you need to move on. Through that area down there anyway. It's got a very nice, creepy vibe to it. Suspensor belt, very nice. That'll allow you to fall from higher locations and not die. I'm gonna quickly heal up. He had a shield. Hitting him with my bullets was not going to be successful. The melee combat is a little janky, but it feels really janky like if you get caught in a corner like I just did. It's not as janky as that probably looked, but it definitely has some jankage, shall we say. Shielded NPCs. To overcome shielded attacks, use either slow blade attacks to penetrate the shield, poison or fire to damage through their shields, or concentrated fire to temporarily disable their shields. Disruptors are designed to be more effective at disabling shields. I was watching Shroud play earlier, and he would use his disruptor for like a burst to knock down their shields, which stuns them. He'd then swap over to a regular gun and murder. The Emperor's Wings, Mark 1. Spice-infused copper dust, 6. Those are the big loots. We now have the purple band that will allow us to very quickly exit this place, as we have everything we need. This is at the base of the stairs. Or will be in just a second. And here's the automated welcoming.
Welcome to Desert Botanical Testing Station number 2. I am the station supervisor, Dr. Rommel Greer. The ultimate mission of these stations is to find...
Now we head back up and out. Oh, this area. we didn't go into. There's more loot, I think. Solaris, particle capacitor, advanced servox. Salvaged metals. Another suspensor belt, particle capacitor, goodies. More goodies. Fight our way out. Oops. Wrong way. Head back to Griffin Landing? Griffin something. Griffin's Reach? Yeah, Griffin's Reach. We will cash in the quests. We will then go back to our base and build our sand bike, which is really a misnomer. It's a sand trike because it's got 3 treads, right? I'm assuming that's another player running around in there, killing an NPC. We'll find out when we try to murder each other. I need to go back to not there. Griffin's Reach. Ah, the distant rumbling of one not-so-shy Halud. He is only 590 meters away, burrowing around under the ground. Now that we're out and about, I will swap my armor for my still suit. And that's where we're going. Back to Griffin's Reach. Cash in some quests. Back to home. And then basically load up our most valuable stuff, materials and whatnot, as much as we can carry, and head out, because we're going to abandon our old base, which is what you have to do when you get to the second map area. You build a second base, a little more advanced. Imagine a lot of people are not going to be quite as careful as I'm going to be this time, having learned the first time. You want to carry as much stuff with you as you can. Your most valuable and lightest weight stuff. And then fill it in with the heavier stuff, like granite. Once you've got everything that you want. And I think what probably would be well served is to break all of the various housing bits that you've made. Break them down to their components. Their components then. Things like ingots of copper, probably a lot easier to carry than bulk copper, let's say. I will deliver the item, the poison snooper. Deliver items. What is it? One sandbike engine. Oh, that's right. I've got to do some more building of stuff to drop off the pieces here. So 2 treads and an engine will have to be dropped off. So I'll have to make the stuff that I need and then a couple of little extra bits. Yeah. Fabricate a sand bike, then the other bits. So we return home. There ain't no fast travel here, at least not between your house. Zone change in 3. Don't know exactly what that means. But I'm sure it means something to someone, just not me. There's fast travel between, like, there's the trade locations like that place, Griffin's Reach, and eventually also the 2 faction hubs of Arakeen for the Atreides and Harko for the Harkonnen. I personally would have liked a 3rd faction, the Smugglers. Maybe that's in the works. Wouldn't count on it. Smugglers, maybe even the Imperial Sardaukar, House Carino.
Who's that?
Whoop! Don't worry, I'm just passing through as fast as I can run. I don't think he liked me. But he hardly knows me. But he does insist. Okay, let's use our special ability. Come to me! Well, the only thing he's got is blood. But I'm already loaded on blood. By which I mean I'm carrying all I can carry. Not that I've been, taking it pharmaceutically for entertainment purposes. As far as you know. That is a boxy house. If you're worried about the landscape becoming littered with nothing but houses everywhere, each little instance of the starting area here is 40 people. You'll then move into larger areas as you move into the larger world. Bigger boxes? Well, better looking boxes, sure, to be sure. Is he done? All right, there he is. That's only a couple 100 meters away. Look at that. He's 300 meters away. I'm going to run fast. From what I've seen, most people, when they get out to the bigger areas, they're actually making better looking stuff. Like I said, Shroud and his wife were spending a couple of hours putting together their happy home. That direction. There it is. What it does mean, though, is, for instance, in the deep desert PvP zones, those can hold, I think, up to 1,000 players. And we don't really have a good idea of what that's going to look like functionally. There we go. Because it's not in the beta. So we don't know what that chapter of the game is going to be like yet. I think that's my house there in the distance. You can see with the ramp up to the roof. It's a really, really, really big map. So the assumption is any individual conflicts will be significantly smaller than that. Also, their vehicle combat, we know, is going to be a big part of it, with ornithopters and essentially in tanks. What if they throw a party? Are you implying that anyone who plays games like these might be prone to trying to break the game system just because they could? Sir, that is absolutely correct. That someone is going to do that just to see how the performance is. Everybody from all of the Harkonnen guilds, we're all going to be getting together in this one place because we want to see how much it chugs. And I will now show you the feature that's certain to self-warp on it. I just feel confident in saying that this feature will self-warp on it. Right there. That feature. For those who may have missed it, we'll hit it again. That's beta break everything, talk after. And, honey, I'm home. Let's quick deposit the fuel cells. We'll deposit the blood. 6 liters of it. Let's extract the water into my liter jon a little bit. My liter jon is now full. I may have to build another liter jon to carry all my water with me. Won't that be a shame? Giggles. Quick deposit our Solaris, which is our cash, our copper, our salvaged metal, our granite stone. We've got a lot of stone, but we don't want it all taken for granted. Okay, we need to do some researching. I have 22 research points. Sand bike Mark 1 assembly. These are all the parts you're going to need. And that includes 8 recipes, sub-recipes in it for the sand bike chassis, engine tread, power supply, back seat, torch, and wire. Welding torch and welding wire. Fabricate a sand bike Mark 1 assembly. Do we have everything out of our inventory? Not quite. Let's drop that other stuff off. Oh, I need at least one more. Pardon me, again, and again. Let's see, in here, we do have some space. Advanced Servox. I'm sorry, pardon me. Cough, 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 cough. We'll hold on to the rest of those things. Except for that. All right. Fabricator was the assembly first, wasn't it? PSU Mark 1 power supply. Sandbite PSU Mark 1. It started. Next up, Tread Mark 1. 3. We already have the back seat, I think. We got that as loot. No. What was that? What was that? What was getting made there? Okay, that one's paused. Let's see. Resume. The UI. Have I mentioned I've got nuts about the UI? So I think we're going to have to build another tread as soon as this one finishes. Yeah, we do need a third. So, third sandbike tread. And an engine and a chassis. Engine. And a chassis. It is a very fancy microwave, as a point of fact. It's not just a fancy one. Have I seen other players in the game yet? Yeah. Oh, yeah. A number of times. Again, in this starting map area, there are as many as 40 of us. I've never seen more than, say, 2 or maybe 3 at a time outside of the little trade center there, Griffin's Reach. Simply because even the opening area. You know, I'm here. That's where I had the other main questing places I've been were these 3 places to kill targets. That's the wreck of a ship, the Alcyon. The trade location is there. I have another contract for that. Oh, that's Griffin's Peach. What's that? Do not find... I didn't find the vials? Really? What? What? Maybe I have to find them and talk to them? Probably. Meet Derek Chenard's outpost. Above the Imperial... Oh, I need to find him too. Okay, I've got a couple more quests to do. Fabricate a sandbike chassis and hull. Mark 1. Chassis. Hull. New schematics available. Research. What did we unlock? Small chemical refinery was unlocked. I have researched the small chemical factory. Let's go over here and craft as much copper as we can. We'll build, not that. The small chemical refinery. There we go. Refine a small or medium-sized vehicle fuel cell. Small chemical refinery. Schematics. Silicone block. Small vehicle. Insufficient resources. I need fuel cells. I need, let's see, 25 for a small. How many for a medium? 45. And a little bit of water. It says small or medium. Can I use either? Let's get 45 fuel cells. We've got them currently in our fuel power generator. I need to split. No. Can I not get those back out? In circuit, in backpack. Ah, there we go. To storage. I need to split out 45, I think it was. Take those. I knew there was a way to do that. No point not in... we've got the water. The most effective place of storing it is in yourself. Yep. It's making water from blood. Blood. Sorry. There we go. Medium. Let's make a medium. I have refined it. What's next? Fabricate a welding torch Mark I. Welding torch Mark I. And we have wire? I think we said we had some wire. You need wire for that. I don't see it in here anywhere, though. One of the things I'm not nuts about, you only have 8 hot bars. You can see just... No, wrong way. Right there, you can see just a little bit of the hotbar. There's only 8 hotbar spots. You're going to end up with more tools and stuff than that. And it's kind of a pain in the ass. Not to put too fine a point on it. That's the darts. Assemble a sandbike using the welding torch. Mark I. Also, one thing I would like to point out that I would really like is icons are great, but icons and a word are much better. Construction tool, the survey probe launcher we don't need. That is on the 8, I think. Yeah. is that? The engine. Do I not have an engine? I thought I had an engine. Did I make 2 engines? Did I have a second engine? Refuel the sand bike and drive the sand bike. Manage refuel. I have refueled it. All right, let's see what else we've got for quest. We need a sand bike engine Mark 1. We have one. Okay. What else did we need for that? I think we needed 2 treads. Research the sand bike inventory module Mark 1 and connect it. Yes, definitely. Research. Wow, all kinds of stuff have been added. Let's see. Copper products. We already have that. We don't have the leader John because we have a better leader John, but it's a higher, but it's a unique, so we can't make another one of those. The cistern we're going to eventually need. The Mala pistol, no. Housing. We'll need the Solido replicator to make a copy of our house so that we can then rebuild it in the new location. Copper products, recycler. We're going to want to learn that. The advanced cut array, the power pack mod 1. Over here we've got passive dispenser belt. We got a bunch of those already. As loot, as fat delicious looty project. Sandbike inventory. And vehicle backup tool. Vehicle backup tool allows you to basically put it away while you carry it with you. Vehicle modules are customizable add-ons. We want to make one of those. That's for freaking sure. We want to make the vehicle backup tool. And the sandbike inventory kit. All right, inventory kit, backup tool. All right, let's see. There we go. We now have a little backpack for our bike. A bike pack, if you will. Okay, we can put that away, and instead we want to take... Where is it? Where is it? Oh, we want to learn that schematic. That's a medium-sized vehicle fuel cell. There's the vehicle backup tool. We want that to be in the 8 box. But we needed, I think, 2 more treads before I forget. Refuel the sand bike. I need to fabricate the Solido replicator. Didn't I do that? Thought I did that. Pretty sure I did that. We do have a passive suspensor belt. We now have 2 of those. Survey probe launcher. You got to be careful with your probes. Everyone knows that. Always be careful with your probes. We got bunches of passive suspensor belts. We have 3 of them. 4 of them. 1 we're wearing and 3 we're not. I guess I did not actually make did make the Slido replicator. Like, there's no freaking sorting for it. And again, why they can't put words. That's the vehicle backup tool. I mean, we can use that. Here's what that looks like. I'm now magically carrying my vehicle. Let's see. Cutter ray, that's the Karpov, the binoculars. That can go in there. We don't really use those much. The construction tool, the blood extractor, backup tool, and the Kinjal. I don't remember, did we get the blueprint for the better knife? Yeah, Calef's drinker. Yeah, it does a lot more damage. Did I not pick that up? I did. Okay, it went into that slot. We want it there. That comes out. This is where I'm putting all my deprecated gear, because theoretically we can salvage some or all of it. Don't think I need to carry... Why can't I deposit that? I don't understand why I cannot deposit it. Oh, it has no more spaces. Well, I think that's clearly just it's being truculent. It's not my fault, guys. I promise. It's entirely my fault. That's the engine. We need 2 more treads. I remember that. I'm going to make those before I forget. Again. Inventory. Tread. 2. The Slido replicator. I mean, I could have sworn I made one. But I'm making another one then. Fine. I'm going to AFK for just a sec, and because my coffee's about empty. a very nice day here in the Bay Area. And by nice, I mean 69. Ha ha. Actually, it is. Or was. Last couple of days been in the mid 80s, so this is nicer. All right, there. 2 sand bikes. Where'd the Solido thing go again? That's Imperial Testing Station records. Where's the Solido thing going? I have no idea where it's going. Do I have to be outside? I don't... This one is confused. Really honestly don't get it. Use copy. Point this tool. I'd love to point the tool, except it's vanishing. I'm going to do a real quick exit to main menu and back. Because I'm confused. It is true, my perpetual state. I have seen a number of weirdnesses in the game that can be fixed by logging out and back in. The old, have you tried turning it off and back on again? Shutdown-R-now. Nope. No idea where those things have gone. They're nowhere over there. It did go in there. Where's the second one? I made 2. That's in the, what, 5 slot? 4 slot. What did I normally have in the 4 slot? Oh, the binoculars. Anyway. Copy the building. That simple. So now, when I get to where I'm going, I'll be able to basically bloop, drop down the blueprint and then just fill in all the boxes. Not sure if that works for the contents as well, or just the external part. Well, we know we're going to have to do a few more things. So we'll run over here. We'll bust out and teleport our bike back in.
That's it, Elder. You're ready. I'm waiting in Mirzabar. That's the great rock formation that looks like a giant hammer. Be careful. Vehicles are fast, but nothing can outrun Shai Halud. You can only hope to get between safe areas more quickly. I'll see you soon.
Ta-da! I was going to say wheels, but that's not accurate. I have a contract filled there. Get your motor running. I'll stop singing at you. You haven't done me any wrong. Oh, except Vorkbein. He's done me a lot of wrongs over the years. So at this point, the game opens up. good deal. As soon as you've got your speeder. Allows you to get places ludicrously faster. You do want to more or less go from what you might call hard point to hard point. Rock outcroppings. That sort of thing. Just so Shai Hulud doesn't sneak up on you. Because Shai Hulud he's fine, really. Not so Shai Hulud, however, he can be a problem. Alright, where I need to go is 151 meters and it's below. Thought it was on top. Right, which one is which? We want to get rid of that. We're looking for do not open the vials, the blue. And it's 348 meters and it is above. And another one 289 meters and above. Now, fortunately, we have chosen wisely and crafted a grapple. To get the grapple, you have to access the trooper tree. Fortunately, you can learn the trooper stuff pretty early on, even if you're not a trooper, and grab it there. I've also grabbed the ranged damage one here. The other thing I've got access to is the Bene Gesserit. That is a little increased healing. How many points is that one going to cost? 2? I think it's worth it. Compel, the voice, which makes a person come running up to you and sort of stuns them. So you can stab them to death very quickly. Bindu Sprint is okay, but at this point you can only have 2 equipped, and it's the claw is way better, way more usable. Up above in both cases? Still, yes. One thing I don't like is you can climb up stuff, but it's a lot harder to climb down. You kind of have to start falling. Oop. Nope, that's a player. Guess the other one was too. Yep. Players. I really wish there was a little visual so you could tell the difference. At least in the early game. By the time you get to the PvP zones, maybe turn it off. But in the early game, yeah, that would be nice. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal, but it's kind of a deal. Right now he's below me. Well, why wasn't... No. Dag nabbit, as we like to say. I do have the dispenser on, don't I? Nope. Yeah, I do. Okay. Oh, I'm in the heat. We don't want to be in the heat. Right now, showing above. Must be over there, I guess. Says it's below. Below. What's the other one? Let me get back in the shade here. It's below 87 meters. Well, it should be over here then. Now it's saying above again. It's got to be in here in this little sort of cave thing, right? Chernarus camp. Yep. There he is. Level up. Skill points.
Watch your step, stranger. Those plants are hard to grow out here, and harder to replace. No, you don't look like the scrap rats that swarm around the place.
I'm just exploring the desert.
Exploring the
Who are you?
I learned the hard way. Never say the wrong thing to someone from Kaitane.
Never trust a bureaucrat. Words to live by.
Cyprian Io.
I would learn from you.
I would gladly teach you. You
Accept the
look like a passenger.
contract. I'll
Someone
return with the
be careful.
manifest.
The people in that.
Do I not already have that?
It was unnerving.
I brought you the manifest. There it is.
But I didn't want any part.
So
of
he is
whatever
going to
was
give
happening.
me...
You have? That's in. Oh, wonderful.
He's
Yes,
going to
of
open
course,
up the
I haven't
planetologist
forgotten.
specialization.
Though I must
Thanks, dude. So we go back over to here. Skills planetologist is now open. Cutter ray mining. We get more yield when we use a cutter ray. Dispenser pad. And vehicle repair. At the top end, you've got heat management. While under the influence of large amounts of melange, you can instinctively sense where and how to shift a vehicle to reduce heat buildup. Explorer at the top. Through research and field experience, you've learned to recognize the intensity of a spice bed from surveys. This ability is of most use in the deep desert, endgame PvP zone. Conservation of energy. When you focus your efforts, you can reduce the power drain of every action you take. Techniques only take effect when equipped. So I have 2 techniques, and then you have abilities. I'm not sure when the third ability becomes available. The 3 techniques are available immediately. I haven't checked what the Swordmaster ones are. Prescient Strike. When your blood is saturated with melange, you see multiple ways in which to damage your enemies after using any Swordmaster ability. Your next strike will strike twice. The will. Thrive on danger. When you're low on health, you regenerate health faster, receive less poise damage, that's for stuns and stuff, and reduce all stamina costs. Precise parry. When your blood is infused with melange, your parries expose additional weaknesses. The ability to mitigate damage is decreased, reduces their mitigation by 25%. The Bindu dodge here for Bene Gesserit. When enough spice permeates your bloodstream, you become able to combine your Prana Bindu training with your limited ability to see the future. After a successful parry, dart and blade attacks will pass through you. You become Neo. Screech. When enough spice permeates your bloodstream, your voice becomes more powerful, causing those around you registered target to stagger under the force of your commands. And over here, litany against fear. Reciting this litany aloud will instantly hearten any allies nearby. I assume they mean hearten, unless heartened is a specific status. As well as providing you with the strength to push through almost any attack. You and your allies will have boosted damage mitigation and stagger resistance for the duration. 12 seconds. Planetologist. We did those. This is the Mentat Shield Overcharge. Revealing a vulnerability in the Holtzman shield where you can attack the vulnerability to get past the shielding. Hunter Seeker. You've been trained in the use of a Hunter Seeker, a specialized assassination device used to kill enemies without causing alarm. You pilot a thin sliver of metal that, when it strikes, burrows inside the arteries of the enemy and causes them incredible pain and often instant death. You are vulnerable while piloting the device. Source of power. You place out a powerful generator that continually regenerates power for nearby allies. Though the device uses a form of nuclear fission, it's small enough to be safe, provided that it's given adequate time to cool between uses. And then the trooper, you've got Thunder Gunnery, energy capsule. You pop an energy capsule. Oh, that sounds like drugs. Don't do drugs, kids, okay? Which fills you with a concoction of neurostimulants and pain dampeners. You become detached, allowing better targeting and ranged damage. Suspensor training. You manipulate the suspensor belt field generated by your suspensor belt, forcing it to explode around you with extreme force, pushing enemies back and damaging them, and impairing their movement for a short time. You can hold the ability to increase the damage dealt and time the blast release. And reflexive reload. When your blood is saturated with melange, that seems to be a key thing. The actions that you've performed 1,000 times become effortless. Whenever you throw a grenade or drop a mine, you instantly reload your current weapon, your hands moving before your mind can even think about it. So those are the various abilities at the top end that you can get. That was one. We have, that is the Imperial Testing Station. We have a contract. Do not open the vials. No, that's the housing. That's my personal. Why does it say 657 meters away? That's not the one I'm looking for, is it? Yeah, I guess it is. Whoop! Spencer didn't kick in. But then I haven't tested that, make sure that it's actually working. Yeah, the dispenser doesn't seem to be working. Do I need the dispenser training? Probably. Spencer Dash. No, we're not interested in that. Nope, that didn't go off again. Protects the user from taking damage from falling. Automatically kicks in at, damaging speeds. Well, I took a little bit of damage. Maybe I didn't actually take damage. Maybe it just showed the red flash to show that Like I hit hard. Something like that. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay. Should be around here somewhere. We don't need the personal marker anymore. Agate Basin South. Should be up above. No, below. Way below. Now it says above. Pissing me off a little bit, gotta say. Why is it pointing me there? That's where I want to be. So it should be directly behind me. Should be another blue marker. There it is. 100 meters. Says it's below. Wrong button. There we go. Again, should be 49 meters. I guess it's up there in the air sealed thingy. Before I punch a hole in it, I will go ahead and do the probably unnecessary but heal myself a little bit, and we will swap the armor back on. I don't know if that's expected gameplay or not, but I expect it's going to be very common gameplay. No, this just feels like a regular place unless I deliver the sandbike engine. No, I still got that information, stuff to do. Well, we'll do that regardless. Like a true nature's child, I was born to be wild. Gotta do a little zigging and zagging. They're kind enough over here to provide a shelter for you, so you don't have to put your bike away. You can just park it here, and it's undercover, so it won't take damage if a storm comes through. Let's deliver. Deliver and deliver. Lens delivers. Okay, I need to speak to Maxim Casimir. I need to speak to Anton Tolliver. And collect the package from Mir. Mirror's over here.
You keep coming back like
I'm supposed
this.
to take
I'll
a
have to stop
package to
calling
the
you
anvil.
Indeed. I hope you have...
No, journey. So let's see where we are. Finished all of these. Moving on is next. That move requires us to move into the Vermilius Gap and create a new home and abandon the old one. This is one that's not available. Joining a house is required when we get there as well. So, this means we go home, we pick up all of our stuff, and decide what's going with us, and then we head off to the Vermilius Gap? Whatever. For us to track a new journey. No. No. Moving on, Vermilius Gap. Vermilius. There we go. We are now tracking that. Alright, so back to our house. And then we're going to spend a little bit of time going through our stuff. Packing up as much as we can into our vehicle here. Note, you can't store your vehicle away in that convenient location if it has any stuff in the inventory. Which makes sense. They don't want you to getting around your inventory limits through abuse of game function. Not that anyone would do a thing like that. I'm looking at you, everyone. Whoop. That is a significant amount of rumbling from... Okay. No longer a significant amount of rumbling from... Ooh. Yeah, not a significant amount. And there he goes flying by. Shai Hulud. I have not yet been caught by the Sardaukar in one of their sweeps. Basically, they'll drop a force field net around you. Try to and send down actual Sardaukar to attempt to deal with you. It's them trying to keep a lid on the War of Assassins that's currently ongoing between houses Harkonnen and Atreides. Certainly does seem a little faster getting around on the trike, doesn't it? Call it a sand bike, but it's a sand trike. I mean, come on, 3. It's got 3 treads, guys. This isn't exactly rocket surgery. My house. In the middle of the rock. Put it away. We'll use our grappling hook to get up here. I feel parched. Well, let me just drink. And drink. Oh, I still have my armor on. Which we do not want. There we go. I feel sated. Ah, it's full. All right, well, I'm going to mess around a bit here longer. Let's see, we're going to want... No. All right, so how much can we have in our bags? We can have another 111 volumetric units, whatever a V is. Plus whatever we can put in the storage in our bike. So I'm going to put my bike out here. Trike. And we will deposit our most important stuff. Let's see. Copper ingots. Solari. Servox. Particle capacitors. Spice-infused copper. Not sure we need the back seat, but sure. Let's see. See, I can carry all the bulk stuff for us then. So copper ingots. We need to get the... Before I forget, I'm going to get the copper ingots that I made out. Do we have anything left that we made in here? No. But I know we made... Thought we made a bunch of copper. What the hell happened to it? It's on. Could have sworn we made a bunch. I'm evidently hallucinating? Or maybe it auto-deposits? That would surprise me. Not impossible, but it would surprise me. Make sure we've got everything out of everything. I know that sounds dirty, but that's only because it's dirty. We need these. All right. We're now loaded with granite. We're going to put a bunch of granite in here. Where's the granite? There's the granite. Excellent. Doesn't look like it takes up much of the whatever the V is. It's 10 objects and V volume 26, I'm guessing. That's all mostly deprecated. Where's the rest of my mass? Plant fibers, fair amount. We have a... I hesitate to sort things by, like, mass or anything. 3.3 V, there we go. There's a volume number on it. I'm assuming it's V is for volume. That's a guess. Salvaged metal, there we go. Yep. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start busting this stuff up for parts. We need all of that. Storage. We'll put those in the bike too. No, no, no. The UI again, although this is more an implementation rather than a visual issue. Entering the vehicle, you just hit E. You don't hold it. If you want a quick deposit, you hold E. If you want to get off the vehicle, you hold E. So you hit E to get on and you hold E to get off. It's so painfully done. Yeah, we're pretty close to full now. What we're going to be doing is breaking stuff down and turning it into copper ingots, I think. Copper ingots. Yep, getting close to filling this thing up, so we will fill up the rest with granite. As that's a crafting material. Wrong button, right button. And we got a lot more we can carry. We'll see how much we can drop into the basket.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Oh, you cannot be serious. I am water sealed now. I should be safe. But just in case we're not, we need a ceiling there. There we go. So we're now... Oh. We need to get our bike in, safe and sound. This is a problem.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. Could you please shut up about it? You may be wondering why I'm going through all this effort. It's got to be covered up with the sand or that vehicle gets destroyed. There we go. There's no power. Well, it's going to get some more water, but... Well, we've got a little bit of time. No, we really don't. Let's... Wow, we still have got a little space. Outstanding. We can get the
Sector weather
granite.
alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Yeah, I know. The timing on that was pretty impeccable. By which I mean, I would peck it a lot. Sandbike inventory Mark II. Why didn't I use that? Are we not safe? We're water sailed. We're safe. It's just dusty. They don't last long, fortunately. We got 241 out of 250 volume there. We've got about 80 left in our inventory space. There's nothing in here that we need. We're going to break down the rest of the building once the storm is over. Which I think it is. Is the storm over? It is. We'll have all the materials we should need to be able to completely replicate our house as soon as we get to where we're going. All right. We have to drive north to the Vermilius Gap. Before we start, let's pick our location. We're here. Eastern Vermilius Gap. Anywhere about there ought to do. Basically, we're heading north to Alaska. We're going north. The rush is on. We need to go to the Anvil, which I know is just east of the Hammer. The Hammer is a big mountain that looks like a... Care to guess? I'll give you a minute. Looks like a hammer. There it is. You can see it in the distance. Looks like a big old honking hammer. More or less. We've got moderate worm sign. So I am definitely going to head for the nearest rock formation. There we go. We have no worm sign. side again. It would suck to get eaten right now, just putting that out there. That is Sardaukar. I am in the eastern Vermilius Gap now. It's a hotter biome, I guess, than the one we've been in. So you'll lose water faster. That's bad. There he is. That's big worm sign. Do not eat me, man. Don't eat me while I'm carrying everything. This is what happened to Toli. Holy crap. It's fine. It's fine. Alright, let's see. That is where I have to go. Okay, right there, about 1,300 meters away. Yeah. Theoretically, I'm going to build my house relatively close to that because that's like the center of business. That's not great for this area, but I saw previously, if you're too close to it, there weren't an awful lot of harvestable dew plants, which is something you can need a lot before you have a reliable supply of water. Research the advanced. Where was it? Instruction kit. Don't know what that is. Pretty big. So 1,000 meters away doesn't seem like too bad a distance if we can find a nice, convenient location to drop our base. Our new and improved, wonderful base. Oh, there's Shai Hulud out there for a little walkies. A little more north, I think. A little further north. Plus, we have these red locations on the map that you need to keep your eye open for, as those are dangerous things like quicksand, where you'll sink, and drum sand, where you make a shitload of noise, and in essence that acts as the dinner bell for Shai Hulud. I'm thinking somewhere over here, about, say, 500 meters away from the trading post. Might be a good location. Here. That is the vehicle backup tool. That is the Solido replicator. Well, oh, I have to set the thing first. There we are. That's the regular sub-thief console. We need the advanced sub-thief console. Too close to a no building zone. Oh, that must be the no building zone over there. So this is a building zone then. About. We got plenty of water-bearing dew plants there. That's a good sign. Abandoning bases. That has no power. It has no power here. Respawn location has been set. Placement blocked by character. Yeah, I know. Well, that looks like that would work. Right? How do I rotate? Can I rotate? Placement blocked by another object. Placement blocked. Placement blocked. This is not my favorite UI ever. You know? That fits. If it fits, I sit. Taxation, yes, I know. All right, here we go. And we're building. This doesn't look like my house to me. Oh, that's true. I was using the rock wall. Not of materials. Oh, I've got it. It's in the bike. Where's the bike? There's the bike. The granite. There's a lot of it, but not all of it. There's more of it there. This is not as cut and pasty as I was hoping. But it is a similar function in a lot of ways to Once Human. It has a similar sort of blueprinting system. The problem was my house was a little, like me, a little irregular. Yeah, so there's the first floor, almost all of it. Oh, oops. I have fallen again. It's okay. I can get up. It's not a perfect implementation, but it's functional. It's pretty good. The base implementation of it, well, by base, I mean it is my base, but I meant the basic implementation details are good. It would be nice if they had a flyover mechanic, where instead of having to do it yourself, you could detach your camera to place your house. That would be a nice addition. All right. Out. I need more granite. We'll have to futz around with that a little bit more. Stairs will probably be needed. I just posited it because the UI is so annoying. I am full again. I think that's all the granite I've got, though. Hopefully it's enough to tidy up things here nicely. Ah, well, we can destroy those. Those aren't needed anymore. Let's see. A little extra there. That's good. And we can build stairs. Go. That'll do for now. For our purposes, anywho. And we're back at walls with windows, please. Why is that showing outer face? The outer face and inner face stuff, it seems to get confused on. We are water sealed now. Our house is sealed. With a kiss. Okay, not really with a kiss, but it is. No, it's not sealed. Why would you say it was sealed when it's so clearly not sealed? Why would you lie to me like this? You think I won't know? All right. Should now all be sealed up, tight as a drum. Yes, all right. Actually, let's go ahead and build some storage stuff. Let's see. Put the excess miscellaneous stuff here. The courier package, we'll keep that on us. No, those are crafting mats. We'll want those with the other crafting mats. We can put our excess Solari in here. Nice to have backup Solari in case, you know, at some point something, which we won't specify, goes wrong. I mean, how likely is that? Spoiler, pretty likely. Let's just put it in the distant future, we no longer trust banks. Oh, wait, we don't trust them anymore in this previous future that is now the present. Okay. Copper ingots. Granite. We used almost all of our granite. Scavenged metal. Sandbike stuff. Particle capacitors, advanced servox. Holtzman actuators. Power pack. Sims cutter. When the mining facilities were abandoned. Oh, well, that's our new cutter then. Our previous as an improvised cut array, which copper, granite, salvaged metals, 40 yield. This, copper, granite, salvaged metals, 63 yield, and 48 yield in iron, baby, iron. So that'll get put away. We always want to keep some fiber on us so we can make bandages. The leader John and the two blood sacks we'll keep there. Above the armor. We'll get the... Oh. Rest of the stuff out of the bike. Oh. Are we getting a storm? Hope not. Alright, I'm loaded with stuff again. Empty out the bike, trike, whatever the hell you want to call it. And then we can put it away. We're going to get everything. Oh, we got everything. Is it 8? Put the bike away? It is. What's the number on the entrance? That is a good question. Why does it have a 3? I don't know. That's a really good question. You'd think I would have thought of that and asked that myself. But evidently I'm not that smart. You, however, are evidently that smart. So this is our home. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Time to start rebuilding all of our gear. That is no. We need the utility. The power generator. More power to him, big booty. That's an old guy movie reference, but a great movie. Did we not drop a bunch of those down? We did. We will deposit those in here. Excellent. We now have power. We're probably going to need a second one of those. Because we want to build... the basics they want you to build. Oh, I do need to abandon my old base. Give me just a second. There we go. It's gone. When I build all of the stuff that they want you to build, at a certain point, you don't have enough energy for all of it. So you have to like turn off one thing to turn on another thing. I'll drink a little bit from my body-warmed, body-cleansed liquid. It did not taste like liquid excrement, so evidently the catheter is in place correctly. I've never been calved. I never want to be calved. Next up, let's see. That is the recycler. We'll save that for last. The fabricator. Next. That is the blood purifier. We want that one downstairs so that it's always available to us. Right by the door. Nothing makes you, a welcome home. You welcome them into your home and you ask them if they would like some purified blood. We do have blood, so we can go ahead and deposit that. We'll have some fresh blood water ready for us. That is the small ore refinery. We want that upstairs. There we go. Next up, the small chemical refinery. We have storage. I think we've got everything in the favorites that we need. That's the fuel power generator. Utilities. Fuel power generator and the recycler. Recycler gets put in the corner of shame. You'll note it doesn't have power. That's because we have just enough power for... Oh, I guess I didn't turn the rest of them on. Enable. We've got to disable this one because by default they try to turn them all on. That's too much power. We can't manage all that power, so we disable this and everything else should go back on. There we are. Everything's back on. So if I need to do any recycling, I'll have to turn off the chemical thingy. Say. But what we can also do is we could build a second generator if we wanted to, but I think that's everything that we need to build. I will double check this. So that is the recycler. We have the advanced subfief console, marking out our territory. We have fuel power generator. We'll probably need another one. This is the initial stuff that you use to make your home. So they start off as favorites. We have the fabricator. We don't have enough copper ingots to make another small chemical factory, but we don't need one. Yeah, so that is everything we currently know how to make for the house. Do we have anything else? Ooh, we've got all kinds of stuff we can learn. We have 24 intel. Housing. Cut array Mark 1. I never learned to make that. At some point I know I have to because they want you to. Power pack. Iron products. The only thing we've got is the advanced construction kit. Oh, or the Cutter Ray Mark II, which takes iron ingots, which I don't have yet, although I now have a Cutter Ray that can get them for me. Over here we have regular Leader John, the water cistern we would like. That allows you to store a whole bunch more water. That's going to cost 3. I'm going to make one of those. We'll set it right next to here. No. Yep. What do we need? We need more. We need 2 more copper ingots. I don't think we have any just copper. Yep, we don't. Yep. Yes, we don't. Sometimes, Lens, you drive me crazy. Ooh, ooh. No matching items. No matching items. No matching items. What did I put over here? Alright, we've got a bunch of storage there for the non-topical stuff. In here can go copper ore. We have 1. The EMF and micro sandwich stuff. The mechanical parts. Our stuff to be recycled can go in here. So that leaves us with ammo. Solari, tools that we're not using very often. Here we have our Leader John and our blood storage sacks. Here's our armor. And then down here is the courier package, which I think we need to deliver just a short distance away. Shai Hulud? Dude, you're kicking up a whole lot of mess, man. Seriously. Alright, there is the hammer. I'm standing in the sun. Seldom a good idea on Arrakis. So that's the hammer. There is... I have to speak to the three guys. So that's where I need to go. Why is... I'm clicking... right here at the bottom of where the contract icon is, and it's not moving it on directly. Why? I have no idea. It hates me. All right. Presumably that's where we're going over there. Let's go ahead and bust back out the bike. Okay, we want to be careful. There is... if you get close to these, it'll... or maybe if you scan them, it tells you what kind of hazardous sand is in the area, whether it's like quicksand or drum sand. There's also flower sand we need to find, because we're going to need that for a quest in the not-too-distant future. So I'm not too far away from the base. My first iron node, guys. Scanning. Okay, didn't quite get enough of it. There we go. My first iron. I would like some more granite too, so I can start building my Tower of Babel. Or better yet, my Tower of Baywatch. Let me sip a little from my catch pockets. There we go. No reason to get back on the bike. We're close. We'll just hoof it. Is that more iron? Well, I would like more iron, please. There we go. And we have made it. Looks like we made it after all. Lieutenant Tolliver. Not lost, sir.
Not lost, sir. She's dead.
Oh, tragic. Truly tragic. But they say the desert kills the weak.
My God, man, she was one of yours. Cousin, even.
I am in deep mourning, sir. Rumors of disloyalty buzzed around her like blowflies, but now who's to say? Certainly not her.
My one pleasure in this hell is knowing that you're trapped here with
Welcome to
me.
my home. Can I interest you in some reformulated sweat, pea, or blood to drink? Excellent.
Even your Harkonnen
I like to offer
finds you
a complete
insufferable,
panoply
Maxim.
of potential
You're
beverages for
down
my
here
guests.
forever.
Tell me, dear Anton, what's it like being the handkerchief your superiors use to wipe the gore off Shining Atreides' honor?
Let's settle this.
Gladly.
By the laws of Canley.
By the laws of Canley.
By the laws of Canley.
Everyone gets along famously here on Arrakis, Dune, desert planet. So, we have to turn in something to the Harkonnen.
Well, you look more capable than the average scum.
I'm above average scum.
This war of assassins has a way of making people...
I am significantly above
victims
average
or
scum.
victors. Which are you, I wonder?
And you are?
Pardon me. Living in the heat and lingering Fremen stink erodes civility. I am Levenbrecht Maxim Kazmir, intelligence officer of Great House Harkonnen.
Says there you're looking for credits.
It seems you can both read and follow directions. We should get along famously.
What if I wanted to join your house?
Brazen and eager. I can work with that. I'd say it's about building trust, but this is a game of intrigue, so we'll deal in usefulness instead. Used my last promising asset up and vanished while on the trail of an Atreides agent. Are they dead?
He wants me to find his dead agent.
The Atreides agent.
I'll accept that
Speak
contract.
with Anton.
We'll speak with Anton.
Do you aspire to contribute to something bigger than yourself?
That was quite a
Dare
scene.
Join the right.
What you just witnessed was the product of 10 centuries of bad blood between House Atreides and House Harkonnen.
Seemed more personal than that.
You're not wrong. That is the product of several years of bile between I and my loathsome counterpart over there.
What stopped you from
The laws
violence?
of Canley prevent either of us from doing what our knives are so eager to do.
Laws of
In
Canley.
accordance with the Great Convention, Canley is
And who
an
are
I am
you?
Anton Tolliver. I serve proudly as a
It says here you're looking for recruits.
We are.
And if I wanted to
My
join your
house
house,
seeks assets
I
in
might
this
join in on
Trust
such
is not an easy
operations.
One of our undercover agents.
I'll see what I can do.
Find the agent.
Bye. Okay, locate the spy's nest. What do we have now? Let's see. So, we have the second trial of Akal. We did the first trial last night. We have to join a house eventually, but we have to talk to the recruiters and get a contract from one of them. And complete the contract, the missing spy for House Atreides or House Harkonnen, presumably whoever I return the missing dongle to. Wider World, that one cannot be finished. Banking Solaris, that requires you to get to Harco or Arkeen and deposit 200 Solaris. You also have to pay your taxes in the same location. You can't reach those in the beta. I have moved on. Preparing for life in Vermillis. Research the cutter ray Mark I and refine iron ingots. Styles of sand. That's, we've got to make the resource scanner and find flower sand. Research the Dew Reaper. Research the Leader John. Fabricate a Leader John I've already done. Weapons of War. Research a standard sword and fabricate a standard sword. Touring the Gap. Survey the eastern Vermilius Gap. Travel to the Imperial Testing Station. The other two I've already finished in the eastern half, none of the western. The Vermilius Contract. Interact with the contract board. I still need to do that here. Fabricate welding wire and use that to repair the vehicle. Interior decoration. Purchase a Chome furniture set from the merchant. Okay. This is the merchant, I think.
Another innocent traveler, like every other scoundrel here. Got my eye on you, stranger. Don't test me.
What's 2 + 2? Just a test, man. Mark II sandbike parts. Chome office furniture set. I am carrying barely enough, but we'll buy it anyway. Was that one, right? Wasn't it? Wasn't it? Now I have to double check. Interior decoration. Chome furniture set.
Still alive? Not too bad. We had a bet going.
Lovely interface, isn't it? We just scroll down through all of these things because they can't be bothered to put in a PC interface. I keep harping on this. You may have noticed. The reason I keep harping on it, it's nice that they allow you to purchase some of these crafting mats. So if you're like one short, you don't have to go start murdering people. All right, where's the Chome? Bedroom furniture, office furniture. Okay, I get any of them, it said. Well, we'll go with the cheapest one. There's the two of them. We'll get the Chome office set. Desk, bookshelf, wall partition, wall art, chair, carpet, couch. Whereas the bedroom has bed, drawers, side table, couch. I'd kind of like both, but we'll go with this one. Presumably that construct a decoration from it. Okay, yeah. We also have to get contracts. Collect a package from Mir and hand over the package at the anvil. This one we're just turning in. The others we're accepting. Another skill up. More intel points. Yay! I'm level 18, by the way. We have lots of research points now. Let's see. Water discipline. Iron products. Well, let's get back to our home and see how much iron we've got, how many ingots we can make. I know it takes water to make iron ingots, I think. Not a bunch, but it does take it. Yeah, my house is 432 meters away from the front door here, so that's a nice amount. And somebody has built a house right there, that close. There were a lot of other houses right on this sort of greater rock area on the server where I have my first character. The suspensor belt and the grappling hook are just the best combo in the game. You can fall a long distance and you can climb distances. If my house is just right up there, and I think it is. No, it's not. Off I go. That's not my house. That's not my house. It was a mistake. Anyone could have made that mistake. It was an honest mistake. Sorry. One of them was shielded. Bullets, just using bullets against shields is a bad choice. You can bust through them.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is.
And there's a sandstorm coming in. Okay, I feel better now. I'm fine. Okay, it's fine. Right, what the hell was in the 4 slot? Oh, the Solido was in the 4 slot. Okay. Let's drop binoculars back into the 4 slot, I guess. Iron and granite. It's full. There we go. Let's see. That's the ore refinery, right? We need the ore refinery to make iron ingots. We're going to make about 19. That takes a lot of water. So note to self, I definitely don't want to be taking on fights when I'm in my still suit. Shielded NPCs. To overcome shielded enemies, use either a slow blade attacks to penetrate the shield, poison or fire to damage through the shields, or concentrated fire to temporarily disable their shields. Disruptors are designed to be more effective at disabling shields than others. Right. Research. Weapons in the iron products. Kirab heavy armor. Kirab scout armor. So it shows the materials required. There we go. Very small amount of heat protection. Good armor value, a little dash stamina resistance, a little blade mitigation. And the other? No heat protection on the heavy armor. Heal kit Mark II. I've got 26 intel. A standard disruptor. So if I hit the disruptor, I can use the gun more. Scatter gun, that's a shotgun. Saw someone blowing the crap out of guys with shotguns. Standard Kinjal. Standard Maula pistol. Standard sword as I have a quest for. Let's see, what do we have over here again in the iron products? A chest, which holds larger amounts of stuff. The repair station. And here we've got the resource scanner, which we need to find flower sand. So we need to find that one, so we will research that one. As we need the flower sand to make components for other things. Leap suspensor belt, melange spiced food. Over here, iron products, sand bike parts for the next tier of sand bike. The scanner, scan the environment without getting off your bike. You and your dirty minds, I tell you. And then over here, the Emperor's Wings. These are the unique ones that we've gotten so far. The Hajra Leader John, the Calaf's Drinker Blade, and the Emperor's Wings Suspensor Kit, which also has sort of a launch function. Glow Tube. I guess I never learned that. Is that the one that was missing? Yeah, all right. Copper products, passive dispenser belt. I don't need that recipe because I found 4 of them. Crafting. Glow tube. No, thank you. The handheld resource scanner. Yes, please. We need that. 9 iron ingots. Yeah, we can just craft that. We're making our first iron thing. We now have the handheld resource scanner, which we're going to need to find flower sand. Because I don't think we've got any of the higher tier stuff. Yeah, this is all lower tier. See, this is when I talk about how bad the interface is. I mean, the need to go scrolling up and down rather than have, things broken out into categories that you can click on to open up because we're stuck with a console UI. Yes, I'm harping on the console UI again. I can't help it. It's so genuinely awful. No, that should be with this thing, right? Yeah. Storage, refineries, utilities, favorites. This requires granite, and I don't have much. I bought a set of blueprints from the guy. Housing. Where'd the blueprints go? We want that to go in the 4 slot. Where did the blueprints go? Last time something went missing, I never found the second one. I made 2 of them, and I never found the second one. Research, construction. Advanced construction. Schematic compactor. Static compactor, sorry. Chest, repair cells. No. Should be in here somewhere. Did I not buy? I thought I bought. Could swear I bought interior decoration. I purchased the Chome furniture set. Favorites, required metal, piece picker. What? And I guess that allows me to pick an individual piece to move or something. Don't know. Repair. Move. No, move. What the hell's the piece picker then? Demolish? No. Build. Place projection. Build. Close. All right, that's the favorites, and you move through the favorites with the wheel, and you move through the categories with the Q and E, because that's the way you do it in console land. And that's the recycler. Fabricators, no. Refineries, No. Storage? No. And then that gets us back to favorite. So where is the furnishings that I did buy the... I'm going to exit to main menu and come back in. Just some of the stuff that happens is just inexplicable to me, and that's an example. And I have seen things where they weren't working, and I exited and came back, and they were working. I saw it happen to someone a week ago, maybe 2 weeks, no, a week, about a week ago. Someone was trying to shoot, and their gun stopped working. It just simply stopped working, and I had the same thing happen to me. Exited, came back in, gun working. Hopefully that's the sort of little detail that they get hammered out for full launch. I like the game a lot. I really do. I hate the console UI, and it has some weirdnesses in the game that I'm not a huge fan of. Okay. Utilities, no. Fabricators, no. Refineries, no. Storage, no. Placeables. Do I have to make them here? I mean, that would make some sense. In which case they should be in the housing stuff, and they're not. In the construction, no. Schematics. Emperor's wings. The Emperor gives you wings. These are evidently in the order you open them as. No, I guess you can sort them in different ways. Sorry. Yeah, sort by newest. How do you change this? Okay, there it is. You have to click. I hit R and nothing happened. Alphabetical. You have to click on it. Hitting R doesn't change anything. Tier. I'm hitting R. Nothing's happening. Click. Why? Why? Why are they doing this to me? Why are they attempting to drain away the last little pieces of my sanity? Now it works. If you're in the display, you can hit R. If you're over the button, you can't hit R. It's fine, really. It's fine. It's not fine. The scavenger still suit. I think that's what I'm wearing. Right? Yeah, scavenger still suit. I'm also having trouble saying the word still suit. You may have noticed. It defaults back to the same thing. Why? As I was saying earlier, why? Why would you do it that way? Why not remember the setting you already had? I don't know. I can't find those blueprints. I don't know how to activate those blueprints. I bought them. It even says I bought them. Did they accidentally go into a spot some other place? Let's see. That's the shield location. I don't know what goes there or there. Can you have additional power packs there? Maybe? That's the loadout for the if you're going to use a radio. Oh. That's okay, that's assuming you have a joypad. That control mechanic is a joypad control mechanic. Knife, cutter, gun, resource scanner, health kit, construction tool, bloodsucker, vehicle backup. There are no blueprints there. Darts, Solari, torch, probe launcher, binoculars, blood sack, Leader John, armor. There's nothing in there. I bought them. Do I have to research them? I thought I checked. Compactor, chest, repair station, cut array, power pack. Power pack, cut array. Water discipline, combat. I don't understand that each of these is broken up by categories. That's water discipline, combat, construction, exploration, vehicles, and uniques. That one is suggested. Okay. The Kirab still suit. That's what I want to make, but it requires certain... it requires the flour sand. This one requires iron ingot and silicone blocks. Silicone blocks, again, comes from the flour sand. So I could make the heal kits. Mark II, the Holtzman shield. I can make the shield? We definitely want the shield. Cost 5 research. Because we have the mats for that. We want to make the Holtzman shield. As a shield will be really good. Holtzman shield. It requires 15 ingots and we only have 6. Do we really only have 6? Maybe I didn't take them out. No, we only have 6. I thought I made more. I was making like 15 or something. Yeah, we need more iron ore. Oh, we need more water for it. Where's it taking the water from then? That's right, I wanted to make a cistern. And for that, I need more copper. All right, we need copper. But I'll pick up the salvage metal while it's just sitting there. While it's just sitting there, mate, isn't it? Oh, hey, how about some copper? And more granite. My assumption is these nodes also respawn. So that means I've got free granite and free copper in limited amounts. More granite. I have such a nice house. Oh, good. We've got iron here, too. Nice having some sources close by. Basically, every time I find myself at home, I should poke my head out and grab the free respawning goodies every time. So there's no such thing as a free lunch, but there is such a thing as free ore. I'm assuming we have bad men up here. Yes, we do. It's a Kirab camp. Well, I'll be able to farm them once I've got better gear. I think I picked a pretty good location to build my house. I'm very happy with that. Pardon me. Shai Hulud. More granite. parched. Because we also have dew plants. And once I get the item necessary for harvesting those, I'll be able to harvest more water from them. We have a lot of dew plants around as well. So that's another plus. Copper ingots. However much we've got. We need more water. Not sure how I get water into that. Does it have to be water I'm carrying on me? Does it have to be from a cistern? Which I should be able to have in just a sec. Be able to make a cistern. Only needed a couple, so we can grab those right now. And that should be enough for us to build the cistern. Deposit. Switch the flow to out. Deposit water. So hopefully I can now make a little bit more iron. We can. Alright, that's all our copper ingots. Not sure how much more iron we can make. Like one? No. A bunch. Alright, we got a bunch of water now. That's going to use about half of it. Still don't know how to activate the furniture blueprints that I supposedly got, which is frustrating. What was I planning on making again? Where I needed the iron? Ah, the Holtzman shield, that's right. Iron ore and iron ingots. Raw materials there. Everything else is as we desire it. Good. Grab the iron ingots. Wrong button. I do that a lot. I have fat fingers. And they don't work as well as they used to, and I'm certainly it's not that couldn't possibly be my fault. I'm about to get my first shield. Mark II Holtzman shield. That should improve my defenses significantly. If I understand how it works correctly, which is dicey at best. Power drain, shield refresh time, worm attraction intensity. Old Imperial origin deflects projectiles when active, melee circumvent shield. Deflections drain shield energy, activate by holding a shield input for a bit. Can be recharged. So you don't use it until you're in a combat area and you activate it. Activate a shield. When a Holtzman shield is activated, is equipped, it needs to be manually activated. The shield will deactivate when firing When firing a ranged weapon after a short time, it'll automatically reactivate. It will also reactivate after recharging if the shield is broken. Match H. Did it automatically equip? It did automatically equip. And we get the little glow. And we deactivate. I have a shield. Oh. And on that note, I believe I'm going to call it an evening. And probably a beta for me. I doubt I'll play any more tomorrow. It's not impossible, but I doubt it. I don't remember what time the beta finishes. I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy the game a lot. I have my frustrations. I've expressed them vociferously on the subject of the user interface. Other than that, melee combat feels a little janky right now, but that may change with me having a shield. I have heard some people express the opinion that the combat, once you have shields, actually the melee combat feels a lot more interesting and structured. The only time it really feels bad right now is if you're trying to fight two people at once. That feels pretty janky indeed. If it's one, most of the time it's okay to good. With two people, it doesn't feel that great if you're fighting two at once. But I'm going to call it here for the evening. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me, as always. Particularly those who've hung out for significant amounts of the beta. Again, I really like the game. It has its issues. Mostly the UI, but other than that, I'm quite happy with it, and I'm happy with my pre-purchase. So I will be back most likely tomorrow, I expect, at the usual time of 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. Probably with more Rail Gods of Hystera. I was enjoying that. We'll get back to that. I'll die some more, and then I'll be good. But that's going to be it. Again, thank you guys very, very much for hanging out. Hopefully you'll see me soon. As always, I try to set an achievable goal for the people who are watching. I hope your upcoming week doesn't suck. Back tomorrow, most likely. Take care, and ciao for now.